Ah, it worked. I was sat for so long today, spinning and spinning, going live, going live, going live. Thank you. Good to be here. Hello. So today, our final live. I've really enjoyed this. It's been so nice to have this regular kind of daily hop in, checking in. So yeah, final one. And today the topic is language life for me if I'm scared to speak? So first of all, hello, if you don't know me yet, my name is Lindsay. I'm a language learning expert, passionate about helping you learn languages better. And right now, the way that we do that in language life, there is a little bonus if you decide to work with me. And that bonus is live one-on-one VIP half days. So it's 3 hours together on Zoom, like heads together, fully live, like human, very much kind of getting into everything about where you're at right now with your languages, what you want to do, what you want to change, what you want to keep the same, what's really bugging you right now, the thing that's really like hits you deep. We're going to talk about it all and we'll uncover what we can do. We'll create a custom plan for you to make sure that you're setting off on the right foot when we start working together. And because you get two of these, you'll have one at the beginning and you'll have one kind of in your back pocket for later when you need it, when you need that extra bit of support, either when life gets really busy and you're like, oh, language learning is bottom of the list right now. I just need to check in and have that little boost of motivation. We can do it then. We can do it right at the end, whenever is right for you. So yes, that is the bonus right now. It's available until 14th of October, midnight Pacific time. And yeah, if you're wondering, like, but I'm kind of scared to speak, is this going to help me? Short answer, yes. We'll get into the details. We'll get into the long answer as we go. But essentially, I just want to start by really making sure that you know that feeling scared to speak is completely normal, right? When you're speaking in another language, it is one of the most vulnerable acts. And we often don't acknowledge that. We don't really think that it's us being vulnerable. We just think it's us sounding like an idiot because we can't express ourselves as clearly as we want to or as we can in our other language, or people are going to think like, oh, no, they don't sound good. Let's just switch back to English or to whatever the sort of default language is, wherever you are at that point. And like that holds us back. And I can completely understand if you're feeling kind of scared to speak, if you feel like you don't know enough yet to speak, or there's just something really kind of stopping it. Really, really normal. Not a flaw, not a sign that like you're a bad language learner or you can't do this. And so, I know how much this comes up, and it's something very much that when I was designing language life, I was thinking about how can we have something that feels like a really safe way to practice, something that feels like a very like you've heard me talk all week, like fun, flexible, functional, right? We want to have speaking that feels all of those things, and also speaking that doesn't rely on needing to spend lots and lots of money booking lots and lots of lessons and taking up all your time every single day. Like, we don't have time for that, right, on a regular basis. And so we want to make sure that in between the lessons that you do have, in between the times that you do have someone in front of you who speaks that language, you're getting the practice that you need so that you're building up that confidence and so that you are less scared to speak when someone is stood in front of you. So a few ways that we do that when we work together. First of all, there is regular practice opportunities. This is like one of the three core elements that make up language life. We have the self-study library, we have the human support with me, and we have the regular practice opportunities. So there's a few versions of a couple of bits of how that looks. First of all, there's daily prompts. So that means that you have a chance every single day to write or to speak something. There's like a spark of inspiration. You're no longer just kind of thinking, okay, I know I need to speak. I'm going to hit record. What do I say, right? You've got something to say every single day. And if you're thinking, but I still don't know how I'm going to do that, you've got bonus workshops there with the prompts to help you use any prompt for any language at any level as well, which I think is really important. Plus, as well as the prompts that you get, you also get the prompt generator, which has 54 years worth of prompts loaded up. You just tap the button. You just tap the button, you're going to get a new one. Write this, speak this, do this thing. Like, done, right? If you're never going to be bored again in terms of practice. You're always going to have something to say, something to write down. And if you're sort of learning different languages as well, this gives you a chance to have kind of less comparison there, because it's like I can do this prompt in that language and this one in that language. You don't have to feel restricted to just being stuck to like one prompt. You've got so much choice on that. And as well as that, you have the challenges. So the challenges just give you a chance to really think about something. Some of them are quite sort of task based, some of them are like expanding vocab, like all sorts of things. And with the challenges, there are some of those that are very much like pure speaking practice, but solo, like very practical, like I say, very task based. So like, for example, ordering a pizza for a group where there's a gluten-free person, a vegan person, a vegetarian, right? You're doing the pizza order on the phone. So you're thinking, okay, what would I ask for? How do I make sure everyone gets the food they want? And all of that. So that's a really cool way to get different types of speaking practice as well. And then, as well as that regular practice element, one of the first things that I recommend that you do is the Speak 28 by 28 challenge. So this is right at the very beginning. It will be 28 days with 28 chances to speak to yourself, to develop that solo speaking habit, so that, like I say, this is the bit that's going to help in between those moments, when in between your lessons, in between the trips that you take to that country where you're speaking the language with people. You've got this regular habit of speaking to yourself that you'll develop throughout that challenge. And as well as this, you have like the self-review workshop. So like, you're not just like writing done. If that's what it is one day, that's fine. But those days when you have a bit more to give, you want to do a bit more with it, you'll be able to say, okay, write a little something, and now I'm going to review it and see if I've done well. And you'll know how to do that. That's all contained inside Language Life. So loads of ways that we think about speaking throughout. Like I say, I've wanted to make sure that throughout this program, you're not feeling scared, you're feeling confident, you've got this trust. I call it trust in your language gut, right? Trusting your intuition, feeling quite fearless to use your languages and to practice your languages. And that whole process as well is feeling good, not just when you're using it at the end result. And something else that I want to mention here that I think is really important is that I wanted to really make sure that this isn't a program where I'm just saying, here's what to do this thing, right? Like, and then if you try that thing, it doesn't work for you, and so you feel terrible. I've been there, I've done that, like from a sort of student perspective, and it's not fun, right? Because then you think, oh, I must be the problem. So that's not what I want at all from Language Life. And so there's very much an emphasis on self-compassion, on making sure that you recognize that you're not the problem, that this is completely normal, what you're feeling, what you might be going through with your languages. You're not the first. And I want to make sure that you have a space where, you can find for yourself what that's going to look like. And, because progress at the end of the day, it really does come from practice, not from perfection, right? It's the practice, it's the showing up consistently. We talked about this earlier this week in the video on talent, right? And not being like a language person. It's practice. It's the consistency to be able to say, yep, I'm here, I'm doing the thing. Today it might be a little bit less, but tomorrow it might be a little bit more. And if we can do that, regardless of how we feel, if we can just stretch the right amount out of our comfort zone rather than constantly living on the extremes of it, then you'll be able to speak. You won't be scared to speak anymore. And so, yeah, plenty of ways that, when we're working together in Language Life, this is going to really help if you are feeling scared to speak. If you do want to learn more, if you're curious, if you have any questions, you can email me, lindsay@doeslanguages.com, or you can get started at lindsay@doeslanguages.com. Did I say that right? Or you can get started at lindsay@doeslanguages.com/LL. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you very soon. All right. I've really enjoyed this week, and I hope you have too. And I'll speak to you soon. All right. Thank you. Bye.